Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to day 11 of my Share the Love series. Each day for 14 days, I am showing you a new heart tangle, and it has been so much fun already. And we've only got a few days left, so look at how beautiful these are turning out. We are embedding these letters by surrounding them with tangles, and I think it looks amazing. All right, I've got my Sharpie ready to go, and I'm going to start with, let's start with the letter V today. All right, move these off to the side. Okay. Our pattern today is called Hearty I Am by Susie, and I never remember how to pronounce the N and the G. Maybe somebody can remind me. So I'm not going to say her name because I'm not going to make it sound as beautiful as it probably is. So Hearty I Am. All right, let's zoom in a little bit. And grab our pens. Okay, so I want to fill in some of this area up here, so that's where I'm going to start. All right, and I think I'm gonna start coming from inside here so that I can fill in this space a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna turn my tile a little, not my tile, but my heart. Okay, so Hearty I Am, it starts with a curved line, and we want this to be pretty long. And then it has two more lines, and these can be the same kind of a curve, or they can be sort of an S shape. So I'm going to do one of them like an S shape, and then it's going to disappear behind here, so you're not going to be able to see the whole thing. And then I'm going to do one this way. It's such a unique start to a tangle. I love it. Okay, again, it doesn't matter what direction these go in. Just make them kind of pretty. You can make some short and some long. It really is good at sort of fitting in a space. Okay, then we take each line and we start at the top and we do a big bump and then a little bump. And the little bump ends about maybe 2/3 of the way up the next line. So about halfway or 2/3 of the way. So I'm gonna do a big bump and then a little bump. And we've made this little heart shape in there. So if I do this one, it's gonna start at the top and be a big bump and then a little bump, and my little bump's gonna stop down here a bit. So bump, bump. Isn't that a unique heart? Bump, bump. Bump, bump. And that one we're not going to be able to see. Then there would be one over here that would come out, you know, about 2/3 of the way up. I just love the start to this tangle. I just think it's so different than how we do any other tangle. Okay, then to enhance this a little bit, she has us darken or thicken the first bump on each of those. So just the bigger bump of the two. It's such a little detail, but it's amazing how it adds some drama to it. Okay, then we're gonna put a line in the middle of each one, and it can be a short little flick or it can be a little bit longer. Either way, I want you to kind of lift your marker as you go so you end up with a really thin line at the top. And then we can add the tiniest little dot. And I'm having my line match the direction of that first line we made. So this one's gonna do a flick this way. So many little details in this one. Okay, and then the last thing we do is we take these lines and we extend them out. So for this one, I can extend it out. I'm just gonna follow this curve and then give it a little tuck in. Look how beautiful. This one, I'm gonna let cross over just because I've got room to fill. These can be short, these can be long. You don't have to do them at all if you don't want. This one would disappear behind, and the other ones I wouldn't see. How does that look for you? I think it just fills that space so nicely. Okay, I'm going to add some things around it. So right here, I've got a big space in the V. So I'm going to add an orb. Maybe I'll add a couple of orbs, and then I'll just ink in the rest of that area. And then I want to fill in a little bit up here to get it closer to the edge. So I can do maybe an orb and a heart up there. That looks pretty. Over here as well, I can do a circle, maybe a big one. See how I'm just kind of filling in the space and then inking in around it. If I want, I could do a little bit more over here. And I think that looks good. Okay, let's do another one. Hearty I Am. I think I'm gonna do one at the bottom of my L. This has a nice flow to it, and I think that would look pretty down here. Okay, so I don't really want to center it too specifically. I want it to be maybe off to the side a little bit. So I'm going to do a line like that. And then I need 2 crisscrossing. And you can make it fit your space. Remember, you can kind of extend these lines out if you want. I would have one back here that you wouldn't see, so I'll just put one here. All right, and then we go from the end of the line to about 2/3 up from the next line. So big bump, big, little, big, little. And then behind here, there would be a shorter one coming out. All those little hearts piled on each other. Then we're going to thicken that first big bump of each of those. And then we're going to give them all a little flick and a dot. And then we're going to extend these little lines out and give them a little loop at the end. And I'm just kind of letting mine go close to the edge. Filling in spaces. Okay, that looks really good. Now I'm just going to add some things over here to kind of fill in this area. So I'm going to start with a large circle. And I really like these big wide hearts like that on the stem. So I'm going to do another little stem right here. And I'm going to do that very first tangle we did, where we've got the heart on one side, the other side has the heart with a spiral. I don't have a lot of room to put one in, but it's fun to repeat those elements. And then coming up off of here, I can add a spiral and look at how that took up some space. So yours might not fit exactly, but you can make it work. Just put something in there wherever you think it should go. You can ink areas in. Add a circle every once in a while. I love how that turned out. I know I've said that every single video, but I really do love it. All right, let's see if there's one more we can do. I think I'm going to, see, we only have 3 tangles left, so I want to make sure we're kind of getting some things filled in. So I'm going to do my letter E and put one right up here. Okay, so I'm doing that. I can use this kind of an awkward space or an unusual space. I like how that fills that area in. In fact, I want this one to go even longer. All right, big bump, little bump. Big bump, little. Really have to get creative when you're bumping into so many things. And then we're gonna thicken that big bump. A long flick. And my favorite part of this tangle is the little pieces that come out. This one, so this is just going to be a little bit unique, but I'm going to let this one come out here, pass behind, and come out the other side. Just for fun. And this one, I'm going to do 2 coming out to fill in some space. And now I just need to add some elements around it to kind of affix it to what we already have. So adding in a little circle, I can even add an aura around that. Over here, what can I do? Let's see. I'm gonna put a large orb here. This is where you just kind of get to play and do your own thing. See how I just snuck a little heart up there? It looks so pretty. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, we are done with Hearty I Am. This is a great filler. We still have a couple more tangles to do, but if you have a big space still that you feel like could use something, this is an easy one to add. Or you can wait till the last day when we're kind of filling in all the spaces and add it then. So thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow for day 12. Bye-bye.